Alright, so do you guys remember that Wonder Woman game that was announced by Monolith, distributed by Warner Brothers? It had the Nemesis system, which was used in two of the Shadow of Mordor games. I never played them, but they looked cool because they, the AI was able to kind of fight you, learn your moves and things like that. Apparently that's what it is. Like I said, I never played the games, but the concept alone sounded cool, and it would have been so nice to see what that could have been in a Wonder Woman game. Now, that recently got rebooted. It apparently costed $100 million to produce. I'm not sure if that's exactly true. It's kind of true because it was reported, but it's not confirmed. As of recording this, it's February 27th, and we just got announced that that Wonder Woman game is now canceled.
Boy, have you lost your mind, cause I'll help you find it.
Like Tupac said, they got money for wars, but not money for poors. Cause how you gonna put $100 million into a video game that you're not even gonna release? Even if the game is bad, you would have gotten some profit. I guess we'll just put it on the shelf of games that never work. So you might be wondering, where are the cool grass shots? You know, where's the yard at? Well, I'm a little sick. So that's not gonna happen. If you can't hear, my voice is a little deeper than usual. This isn't my regular voice. I usually sound like a mini when I'm talking. It's all good though. The reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of film, TV, and video games especially have either gotten to see the light of day too early but never get announced. You know, projects like Wonder Woman, Blade, that Flash game in 2008 that we were supposed to get. And I feel like that's a little off because it feels like studios are interfering a lot more than usual. And that's not really good because you are affecting the art that these creatives are making. And when they're stuck in development hell, it's really hard to try to build up the hype that you announced 4 years ago, 2 years ago, and still try to maintain that hype. But since your studio is like pushing needles into your skin to get this project out, not really in your vision, but more in the studio's vision, you know, they start to collide a bit. And that's where we get cancellations like this. And it sucks because this is the new norm. And companies think it's an okay thing to do this. It's not! You're losing money! What are you doing? The whole point of your business is to make money and you're losing it. What are we doing here? Not only that, you're laying off employees for what reason? Some of the employees at NetEase who are behind the wonderful Marvel Rivals, they got laid off without warning, even though the game is doing fantastic.
Say that again?
The game is on an absolute run right now, and then you still lay off employees? Like, it doesn't really make sense. But I'm getting off track. It's not just gaming, but also Hollywood, and sometimes they even do it on a much bigger scale. Projects are announced with big flashy logos, a stat cast, a big time director, and then it gets shelved for like about 5 years with little to no information known about it, and yet barely the needle is moved on production. And to be honest, the behind the scenes of all this, it's not so pretty. So let's take a look at our second victim.
Thank you, Hall H. We'll see you next time. Love you.
To be honest, I'm not the biggest Blade fan. I mean, I'm getting excited the fact he's being added into Marvel Rivals. But man, does it really suck to see a generational talent as Mahershala Ali being treated like this, being casted 5 years back and still rewrites, director changes, plot changes, and nothing, man. It's really heartbreaking. And I really hope he does get the treatment he deserves and he gets a phenomenal movie on the same level as that first Wesley Snipes movie. But Marvel, if you don't get your stuff together, by the time I have grandchildren, my grandchildren won't have grandchildren, and they'll take their kids to go watch this movie. So get it together! But yeah, I just hope this isn't a Flash movie situation, where when the Flash show got announced, that was like 10 years back, the movie also got announced, and by the time the show ended, the movie got released, and it was—
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
I I truly don't know what happens at Hollywood behind the scenes, and nowhere am I going to pretend to know, but this is truly getting ridiculous. Films and TV shows get announced years before in the production with little to no marketing. But take a look at Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That show got released the same month they started their marketing campaign. That doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to build hype for these shows. Meanwhile, indie studios like A24 are thriving in this department. They got movies after movies after movies, and they still find time to market them all. And to be honest, most of them are hits and successes. Like A24, while they do have their faults because they use AI in some posters, which is like, that's just like the new norm and it sucks, they are honestly doing great things for the industry. Like very great things for the industry. They allow directors, producers, creatives to literally do their job, being creative and letting their ideas flow and create movies that actually have something to say, which media needs a lot of these days. Now on the video game side of things, a really good example is The Last of Us Part 2. There's a documentary, and if you haven't watched it, please do yourself a favor. After you watch this video, please do yourself a favor and watch Grounded Part 2. It shows how grueling the process is behind the scenes of making a video game. From writing the story, to actually doing the mocap for it, to go into editing and doing animations, and the process of getting leaked. It's all insane and shows how just driven the people at Naughty Dog were to deliver, in my opinion, one of the best storytelling games of all time. And that's my opinion, so don't come at me in the comment section. And that game was announced even before production. Like, that's just insane. Neil Druckmann just had the idea, he had to get it out, and he announced it, and that's when he really started to hammer in. And to be honest, dude, the dedication that team had in that video game is just like an all-star level of production, because they just hammered in. They really hammered in and delivered a game with like literally little to no bugs. Like situations like Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky, they really delivered. Their storytelling, impeccable. Their gameplay, impeccable. Their aesthetic and the look of the game itself, outstanding. And then when you look at projects like Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, or Day Before, Anthem, and to be honest, a little of Spider-Man 2. Many of these games were announced way too early, you know, like I said, building up the hype that eventually die out. Studios like Insomniac Games, Rocksteady, I don't know, Santa Monica, they literally work best when they're not under the stress of a big corporation like Sony or Microsoft or what have you, or breathing down their neck, telling them you need to get this done, and if it doesn't fit with your vision, make it fit with our vision, because it's fast, efficient, we get the game out on time, we get sales. I get it, business is business, but then you come out with stuff that doesn't really connect with the audience. It doesn't connect with the gamer, the viewer, the reader. You know what I'm saying? The stories that we play, that we watch, they could have a lot more depth if it weren't for all these studios breathing down these, you know, creatives' necks. I mean, I'm just recording this from my room. I don't know what it's like to make a video game, to make a film, and have these companies breathing down your neck. I mean, I'm in the process of becoming a director, and one day that would branch out into making TV shows, and I would love to make a video game one day. But the one thing I do know is that these studios, these big companies, you know, they need to start trusting creatives to do their job. Trusting the people that they hire, and let them live up to their name. Create. Let them do what they want, and they will deliver a project of a lifetime. Because you can either have a project that gets praised and loved, like the Last of Us series, Marvel Rivals, Fortnite, like all these games are coming out, God of War, that franchise. When you have the creatives do their job and actually tell the story that they want to tell and the vision that they want to make it in, the audience eats it up. Dude, they love that stuff. But when you have the studio breathing down the people's neck, analyzing everything they do and then making it into their vision, that's when you get projects like Anthem, Day Before, Marvel's Avengers. Like, those are video games that the people don't like, really, and then they get shut down. And in the audience, the people that spend money on these games, they now don't have access to that game at all. It's really just like that, like a world's finest chocolate type of situation, except the schools that actually do it for scamming. You know, they're selling the chocolate, you know, they're getting the chocolate away. They got their money. They're gonna go. Now they can go buy that bike they always wanted. We have lost so many projects to development hell. I mean, there was supposed to be a Flash game in 2008. I briefly mentioned that. Now this is rumored, but there was also supposed to be a Flash game that was made after, you know, the Flash came out, and if it was a success, but because the Flash movie was garbage, they canceled it. And that's 2 times we were supposed to get a Flash game. I mean, how hard is it to make a video game about someone that moves at the speed of sound? Speed of sound. Literally, one of your most iconic characters in video games is a fast, short king, blue sky hedgehog that eats chili dogs and even has his own movie franchise. And don't even get me started on Spider-Man, because we were supposed to get so many projects that were canceled. We got Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire. We were supposed to get The Vulture with John Malkovich as the Vulture. Do you know how insane that would have been? The Amazing Spider-Man 3 was scrapped. That one I kind of do understand. I would have loved to see it, but the story they were going for, or the rumored story they were going for, it was like the Clone Saga with the symbiote sprinkled in there. I don't know how that would have worked, but for better or worse, I'm glad that that story was canceled. I still would love to see an Amazing Spider-Man 3. We could have had a Web of Shadows sequel. We could have had the Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3. They had 5 seasons planned out. Is Spider-Man not the most popular hero of all time? That's a rhetorical question. Of course he is. People hate money. It's really rather simple. They'd rather spend money on a Madam Web movie, a Venom franchise, a Craven movie, than obvious moneymakers. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, this was like a rant video, and also, it just really like upsets me in a way that's, you know, because these people put a lot of time of their lives into these projects just for them to never see the light of day. And it's really heartbreaking, because you'll have stories of the studios even treating them bad. You know, the really kind of confusing deadlines that they got. I just hope the studios get it together and figure out what it is they want to do, and actually do it with purpose and creative freedoms, instead of canceling projects that they announced to build hype, and now that hype is gone because they don't have a project to get out. Instead of canceling these projects before they can even get on their feet, nurture them, care for the people you're hiring, and give them time to develop their stories so they can give you an actual project you and your studio and your company can be proud of. That way it works out on both ends. The creatives do their vision, the business gets their money, and we all live a happy life. Nothing is up balanced, nothing is down balanced. It's all balanced. You know what I'm saying? Because I assure you, if you do that, the world will be a much better place. Hollywood would be a much better place. Because I'm talking to you. It's not just video games. This is mostly for TV, movies, video games. Hell, Broadway. Even though they're having the time of their lives right now, I'm not going to hold you. All in all, if I haven't said it once, I'll say it again. Stop announcing projects. Let them breathe. Otherwise, you get projects like Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky on day 1, and it's going to take years of updates to get it to where it's supposed to be. That's not really fun, and you're going to end up with a fan base that not only hates your game, but is not going to be tuned in for the next video game you got coming out because you have a bad reputation. Not you specifically, but your company, your parent company. Alright, that's all I got for this video today. I try to branch out a little more because at the end of the day, I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and hopefully you guys like this stuff because I enjoy making them. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you guys for also letting us hit 101 subscribers. I think we're at 104. But dude, that's really awesome. That's really cool. Honestly, this was like a long time coming. I'm really happy we hit it. And we also hit 1,000 views on our Letterboxd video, which, dude, thank you guys a lot. I'm really excited. I'm really happy that you guys like what I'm making. And this is only just the beginning, baby. We're just getting started. But yeah, I have a project I'm making right now. It's going to be a little different than this video and all my other videos I've made. So I hope you guys are going to watch that because I'm really excited for it. And yeah, Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you guys for the 100 subscribers. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for the 1,000 views on Letterboxd. Hope you guys have a good day and an even better good night, because sleep is wonderful. Thank you so much.